What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and today I want to be honest with you, I want to rant a little bit about the community that I am a part of on YouTube. That being the GTA 6 community. I feel like there is one issue with it that is just so past the point of no return, and I feel like it's really getting ridiculous. And I honestly feel like it's really affecting my channel quite a bit just because of how this community interacts. And obviously, you guys saw the title and thumbnail and everything. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The issue that I have is clickbait. Now, I think before we actually have this discussion, before I get into this topic, I think it's very important to define what clickbait is. Now, if you ask people what clickbait is, everyone has a slightly different definition, and I think that causes a lot of problems in the community. So let's kind of break it down. I think there's two definitions of what like clickbait actually is, and then there's one definition of what it actually means to society and why it's looked at as bad, because I don't think clickbait in its inherency is bad at all. Because I mean, what clickbait is, the literal definition is just anything that warrants people clicking on a video to watch it. So, I mean, this could include a good title, like literally just the video is about something enticing. Therefore, the title completely correlates to everything. It's not lying. It's not expanding on anything. Like, let's say Mr. Beast, when he started out, I don't know what his videos are now, but, like, say a title would be something to the effect of donating $30,000 to my favorite streamer. I think that's the video that, like, blew him up. That would be considered clickbait. I mean, I think a lot of people, especially back then, are interested in seeing someone donate $30,000 to a streamer. That's clickbait. If you have a thumbnail that has, bright colors and everything, or someone doing something cool, that would be, technically clickbait. I think we can agree that when people are discussing clickbait in the community, especially on YouTube culture and everything, that's not really what we're referring to, because that's literally just a good title, good thumbnail, whatever. It seems to me that when people are complaining about clickbait, it is when someone, I guess the definition, my interpretation of it, how I would consider someone using clickbait, would be when someone presents information or makes a claim in the title or the thumbnail and then isn't able to back up anything stated in the actual context of the video. For example, I think a pretty easy example, we can go back to the Mr. Beast video where, the title, let's say the title is I donate $30,000 to my favorite streamer. Well, let's say, that's the title, and then he doesn't donate $30,000 to his favorite streamer. Let's say, it's a video, it's a vlog or something, he's going to the mall, chilling with his friends, whatever, and at some point, he makes a joke. Something is said about, him donating $30,000 to his favorite streamer, whatever, and then, it's just something that's said, and the video has nothing to do with that. It's not, any part of the video. Of course, he doesn't do what he says he does. I think that would be a perfect example. And again, I'm not saying Mr. Beast did that. I'm also not saying Mr. Beast doesn't clickbait, because I don't know. But what I'm saying is I'm just using this as an example. But I think that would be a perfect example of, the bad clickbait. And when people are having the discussion of clickbait, I believe that only pertains to the bad clickbait, not the original definition that's basically just a good title and good thumbnail. Okay, so I think we can agree on what clickbait is, but let's move on to why I think this is actually harmful. And I will actually be someone where I feel like I have a somewhat unique view on it, where I don't think clickbait is inherently harmful. I think it is very dependent on the content you are actually creating. So for example, if we go back to the vlog scenario, let's say that's exactly the example. He jokes about, donating $30,000 to his favorite streamer in a video, and then he titles it, whatever. Yes, okay, maybe it's a 10, 15-minute video, and you as a viewer are waiting for him to donate $30,000 to his favorite streamer. So you're watching this video, yada, 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 whatever. 15 minutes goes on, and, it never happens. Like, yeah, that's really annoying. You just wasted 15 minutes. You would have never clicked on the video if he didn't, title it that. And then you were expecting something, and then you never actually got it. Like, yeah, that's a waste of your 15 minutes. And I can definitely see why that would frustrate people, but I also don't really feel like that's doing any harm. Like, I don't feel like there's any issue with that. The problem that I have with clickbait is not with clickbait inherently. The problem I have really stems from videos that are trying to inform a community. And I think you guys probably see where I'm going with this. With the GTA 6 community, there's no real discussion on, what's going on, because we don't actually have any information. everything, 100% of the information circulating around GTA 6 right now is all rumor and speculation. We even have the word leak thrown around a lot. And the problem with the word leak is a leak is actual information that makes its way into the public. So we don't actually have any leaks. Now, I understand this word is used a lot, and I'm sure I use it a lot without, meaning to, but technically saying, oh, this is the new leak about GTA 6, like that is not factual information. That is a new rumor. If it was true and it could be proved to be true, but just hasn't been confirmed officially, then it would turn into a leak. But we don't actually know that yet. So people that are telling you all these things are confirmed, people that are telling you that we have all these leaks, that's not factual information. The problem I have with clickbait when you are trying to inform an audience is it is spreading rumors. And the problem I see is, unfortunately, I don't necessarily advocate for people that lack critical thinking skills, but it seems that the majority of the population really do lack critical thinking skills. People believe whatever they see. So if you are making a statement in the title, you are making, a statement in the thumbnail saying, oh, this was confirmed, oh, this is happening, this is explaining something. And unfortunately, a lot of people actually get their information strictly from looking at YouTube titles and, YouTube thumbnails and all of these articles and their titles without actually reading it. They say, oh, this was confirmed. Okay, cool. So it is confirmed. And then they're going to go talk to their friends and they're going to go on Reddit and all these things. And since other people believe whatever they hear, it spreads all of these fake rumors. An example of this is simply that, GTA 6 is going to be a PS5 exclusive. An exclusive meaning that it would only be playable on the PlayStation 5. All of this started as some random, leak or rumor that came out a long time ago, basically claiming to have all this information about the new PS5. It wasn't even about GTA 6. It was about the new PlayStation 5. It was someone who had access to Sony information and everything and mentioned that GTA 6 would be an exclusive. Now, I would imagine people that have critical thinking skills would acknowledge that that doesn't mean that it's going to be only on PS5. Maybe it's a 1-month exclusive, like they get it early. Maybe there's a marketing deal, things of this sort. I do think there is a deal between GTA 6 and Sony. But you have to look at it as, I've discussed this in multiple videos. If GTA 6 was only available on the PlayStation 5, that means that they are losing out on hundreds of millions of dollars, which would in turn mean that, Sony would have to dish out hundreds of millions of dollars to make sure that nobody else gets it. That's not advantageous at all for the game. Sony would literally have to be paying for all of the sales plus make up enough money extra for all the microtransactions, everything. There's no way. Sony is literally not worth enough money to be able to just dish out that much money for that deal. But people aren't capable of actually thinking about this. And this is inherently the problem I see with clickbait in the GTA 6 community. Everything is informative videos right now, and people are trying to make it seem as if certain things are confirmed. I'm not going to name any names, but I'm sure you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. But there's multiple people, 2 channels in particular, that try to make it seem like things are getting confirmed all the time. And, videos, this is what we know about GTA 6. This is what we know about GTA 6 online. Rockstar confirms this about GTA 6. And people believe this, especially when they present their information as fact. They don't cite their sources. They don't talk about it. They say there's code and stuff that was found in Red Dead, Redemption 2 that is talking about Project Americas. And they don't acknowledge that it actually says nothing about Project Americas. It literally just says Americas. They're kind of altering the information that we have to make it fit their bill a little bit better. And I feel like this is a fundamental problem. Now, right now, you guys probably feel like, I'm preaching to the choir. I think many people acknowledge that clickbait is at very least annoying, but I feel like it's kind of branched a little too far at this point because especially when it comes to the GTA 6 community, I don't even think clickbait has a definition anymore. I personally feel like people are throwing around the term clickbait when they don't even know what they're talking about. I feel like clickbait has been so overused and it is so bad, especially in the GTA 6 community, that if someone sees a video that is about GTA 6, they're immediately annoyed and they're going to click on the video and they're going to dislike it without even watching the video. They're going to start talking trash in the comment section without even paying attention to the video. I feel like it's literally the community just is so fed up with it, which I fully understand and acknowledge, that they don't even care what you have to say. They don't care about the information. they don't like you because you're making a GTA 6 video. And this, I don't know, I've been accused of, doing this just for money and things of that sort. I mean, you guys can look at my Social Blade account and see exactly how much money I make. I feel like that's kind of not a very good argument, but I mean, okay, I get it, whatever. People trying to pretend like they know exactly what my intentions are and everything. But I mean, let me give you an example. I think it was my last GTA 6 video. It was titled something to the effect of Rockstar shutting down after GTA 6 ? Now, the reason I made this video, as I explained, if you guys want to check out the video, if you want to, fact check me and see if I actually did clickbait or if I backed everything up, you tell me. But I made the video basically because there was a Reddit post about, someone claiming that Rockstar Games was shutting down, and in the Reddit post, which of course it was Reddit, people were freaking out. Again, going back to the people who lack critical thinking skills and aren't able to actually look at a situation objectively and see like, oh wait, no, this dude's just trying to troll. But basically, people were freaking out over something that was clearly just a troll. So I felt, as someone who, I'll get into the whole point of my channel a little bit later because I haven't really explained that yet. But as someone who keeps up with the GTA 6 community, is an active part of the GTA 6 community, and is someone who tries to keep the community informed, with all the crazy people that were believing that this was true, I felt it was my duty to inform people that no, guys, this is not true, and explain with a rational thinking why this wouldn't be true. Kind of disprove this and try to make sure that it doesn't make it up to the big guys who, will clickbait the hell out of you, and kind of, keep it small so people aren't freaking out about this. Well, I was informed in the comments that, I was clickbaiting. So what I did is, in the video, in the title, I presented a question about a topic that is currently being discussed in the GTA 6 community. Is Rockstar Games shutting down after GTA 6? Okay, in the video, I completely tear apart the claim as to why this whole argument started. This discussion started because of the Reddit post. So I look at the Reddit post and completely discredit every point he makes, showing you why it's not true. I'm, presenting a subject, and then I talk about the subject, give you my opinion on the subject and everything. Again, maybe your definition of clickbait is different than mine, but in my term of clickbait, I don't think that is clickbait at all. I literally I'm not making a statement. I'm presenting a discussion in the title, and then I discuss that topic in the video. But in the comments, overwhelming, most people were completely fine with it. No one really had an issue. I think there were like 2 comments where people called me out for clickbait. One of them, as soon as I kind of told him to watch the video, he didn't, come back and say anything. So I would like to assume that he just didn't watch the video, saw the title, and is like, oh, of course Rockstar isn't shutting down, you idiot. And then didn't actually ever watch the video, just one of those internet warriors that doesn't care. And then there was another guy that I assumed did the same thing, because again, he said something about, me using clickbait. So I had the same response. I would encourage you to watch the video because, again, I substantiate my claim in the title. And he comes back into the comments saying that he did in fact watch the video, but I am still in fact clickbaiting because I used the topic as clickbait. So here's where I want to get into the point of my channel, because I think that is where, a disconnect is being created. Because as someone where the fundamental point of my channel, not all of it is about GTA 6, but I would say right now about 75 to 80% of my channel's content is related to GTA 6. So if you guys aren't familiar with my channel, what I do is I basically round up all of the information that's being discussed, if it's worth talking about, but I round up the information being discussed in the GTA 6 community. So I present you guys with rumors. I present you guys with leaks, assuming we have them and they are factual leaks. I present you guys with speculation. I present you guys, when we get them, actual confirmations and, real discussions and stuff. Obviously, GTA 6 is unconfirmed at this point, so everything right now is rumors and speculation. So let's just say for right now, the overwhelming majority of my channel is presenting the rumors and speculations that are being discussed in the GTA 6 community. No, I don't have any information that you guys don't have or certainly can't obtain yourselves. But the problem is this information is coming from so many different sources, and you really have to stay on top of it and really pay attention to the community to be informed from every single angle. And that takes a lot of work that a lot of people are not willing to do. Therefore, I take it upon myself to kind of gather the information from all of these sources and compile it into my channel in one easy to digest place where I present you guys with the information unbiased, and then I give you guys my interpretation and my speculation on the subjects. So my point, in a sense, is to educate people on what is being discussed in the GTA 6 community. And then obviously provide my own opinion on it and then interact with you guys in the comments and everything like that. So going back to this guy's comment on my last video, it seems absurd to me that in his mind, using this topic, something being discussed in the GTA 6 community is now clickbait because I'm discussing it as a channel who discusses things being talked about in the GTA 6 community. So the problem I'm seeing here is that there doesn't really seem to be a, strict definition of what clickbait is, but people are just kind of throwing it around regardless, and I don't even understand why. Now, I do need to clarify because I'm sure there's going to be people that are new to the channel here and are going to look through my content and stuff, and you're going to, pick these examples and everything. Now, I do believe it is important if I'm going to make these claims talking about the detriment of clickbait in the community, why it's frustrating me. I think it's important to note that I can say two factual things about my channel. The first factual thing is I have absolutely never intentionally clickbaited a title, a thumbnail. I have never intentionally used clickbait in the negative sense, the negative connotation, meaning I've never made a title or a thumbnail, in a way that I'm making a claim that I feel I did not back in the video. I have never intentionally done that. Now, you can believe me or not, that is completely up to you, but I can 100% confidently look anybody in the eye and say I have never intentionally done that. The second thing I can say about my channel is I have, in fact, clickbaited people. Now, here's where a disconnect is drawn. I believe that, based on experience, people definitely believe that if you clickbait that you are a shady person, immediately you're only doing it for money and, all of these things. And I think, people are incapable of, again, critically thinking and looking at a channel or looking at something from a perspective that's not their own. For example, I made the mistake of saying something was confirmed when it wasn't actually confirmed by the developer. I used the literal definition, meaning there was enough evidence to prove that something, was in fact real. Like as a human being who speaks English, there was enough evidence to substantiate this being real, regardless of whether the developers have announced it. But for example, in this context of gaming, and especially a game that hasn't been released yet, I learned that you can't say anything is confirmed if it's not actually confirmed by the developers. If it's not like a public statement announcing its existence, you can't say something is confirmed. I do not believe I was necessarily in the wrong there because I didn't lie. I did substantiate everything. I showed my sources. I showed you exactly why. And of course, this did end up coming true because it was confirmed. But I now understand why I cannot use that confirmed thing unless it is actually confirmed by the developers or by the CEO or by, whatever. So there's been multiple examples of that. There's been examples of I meant something by my title or my thumbnail, and multiple people have, interpreted it a different way. Again, I don't believe it's my job to, dictate how people interpret a title, but I also think it's my fault for not having a title that was clear enough to where, there's people that there's gray area on what my intentions of that title are. So again, I fully acknowledge that I have clickbaited, but that doesn't mean I intentionally did it. So I'm making this video for multiple reasons, but one of the big issues I have is that because there's such a big problem in the GTA 6 community specifically, I'm sure there are other communities and everything. I don't notice it in the Saints Row 5 community, not so much in the Cyberpunk community, but it's certainly with the GTA 6 community. I imagine just because it is such a big game, people are trying to do it. I don't know. But certainly with the GTA 6 community, it is a big problem. And me being someone who is, again, as I mentioned, a part of the GTA 6 community, I notice I get a lot of backlash because I'm simply part of this community. Again, it seems that people will come onto my videos and basically just call me out for things that I feel they can't substantiate. So part of this is I do want to open up a discussion in the comments. I'm sure people are going to disagree with me. I want to know, say your opinion on clickbait. Do you think I clickbait? I'm genuinely curious. I don't want to, disprove you. I'm not going to, argue with you in the comments saying, oh, no, absolutely not. I genuinely want to understand and, know your inputs on this. Do you think it's a problem? Do you see the issues I have? Do you think I clickbait? I genuinely want to open up a discussion. I want to interact with you guys, assuming you guys are actually being, reasonable in the comments section. I would love to actually interact with you guys, whether you agree with me or not. I'm curious as to your viewpoints on the subject. But as I said, I've noticed a lot of, harshness coming from, I think, just the GTA 6 community. I think there's a community of people who are interested in the conversation, and then there's people that just look at the conversation being had as a negative thing, and then they just kind of put toxicity into the community for an unapparent reason. But also, I feel as someone who's not actually searching for this information, someone who's not actually seeing the sources, and of course is being presented in information through I don't even know if you can consider it bias. I would say just someone, you're getting false information. People are lying to you, presenting information as fact and things of this sort. And, I feel like that is a complete disservice to the community. Obviously, I would like to think most people have these critical thinking skills and they're able to think for themselves and be like, wait, no, what this guy's saying, can't possibly be true. But unfortunately, based on my experience, people do lack those critical thinking skills, and as a society, as a community in here, I think it's doing a disservice to be lying to them when people are just going to believe what they want to believe. I think understanding that, I think you would see why lying is causing a lot of harm, and why actually, if you're trying to be a part of the community, if you're trying to, inform people of these, bits of information, why it makes a lot more sense to just, like, I don't know, give them the actual information instead of trying to paint a picture that's just not factual. So once again, I am genuinely curious as to your thoughts on the subject. I really want to hear what you have in the comments, but please, towards me and towards other people, let's keep it civil. Can we just have a conversation? Because I know if this video gets any attention, there's people from outside of the channel that start seeing it, it's probably just going to be hate in the comments, and that's not the point of this. I don't want to see all the hate towards me, towards other people, whatever. I want to really kind of bring this to a surface, and I think a lot of people see, any content creator in the GTA 6 community as this toxic person who's just trying to get money and just trying to, do all these things and take advantage of, the community, whereas I think that definitely exists, but I don't think just inherently uploading a GTA 6, speculation video or something covering rumors is inherently bad. I think I'm quite literally just trying to inform a community on a subject. I don't see any problem with that. I only see value in that. So, I mean, that's my viewpoint. Whether you guys agree or disagree, make sure to voice your opinions down in the comments. But thank you guys for watching today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe. If you haven't already, thank you guys for the support. Peace out. My motto wheel takes me all over the place, and wherever I go, I win minds and hearts. Don't need to climb stairs when I'm climbing these charts. Lilith, Roland, those other two dudes didn't come to my birthday party. Rude, but they all found time to go fight the warrior. Like, this would be like some